Better than Lego. Better than Lego.
Matthew Johns is in position for a long-range shot. He's with it now, Matthew Johns. Here goes the kick from Johns.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Johns Family Podcast. That little voice you heard in the back, that's just Gav, just chiming in. Hey, Gav, how you doing, man?
Good, thanks, Matty.
Yeah, good. Excellent.
How did the netball go on the weekend?
6-5 loss.
Oh, but close. But close.
Yeah.
Close isn't good enough.
Was the week before the week before the first win of the season? Or was that
Win in a year and a half.
a year and a half? Okay.
Holy cow. Mate, Gav, consistency. If you want me to go and have a talk to the team, I'm more than happy to. Jack, how are you? He's down the line in Newcastle there. Watching your game on the weekend. Love the new haircut, bruh.
Thanks, man. Yeah. A bit far from Cooper's mullet, put it that way.
Cool fade, bruh. It is nice.
Oh, I'd like it
What's that?
not as short around the sides.
You got that skin fade, low taper.
I don't really like seeing scalp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would you be offended, Jack, if I got exactly the same haircut and
buddy.
wore the same clothes as you?
No, I'd. What do they say? The best compliment is copying or
Yeah,
impersonation?
yeah.
That's easy for you to say. No worries.
Imitation. Yeah.
Is that-
It's the
Imitation.
highest form of flattery.
Yes, that's
well
right.
done.
Jesus.
I think I nailed that.
Yeah, Jack.
You did well, Jack.
Yeah, anyway. Even though everyone's already been introduced, our introductory question today, if you were a gym exercise, which would you be? Trish, and why? Because you've been going to the gym lately.
I have.
Looking very
And
strong.
what was I doing this morning, Cooper, on the balcony?
Can I
Flexing.
say it?
Okay, I'm a box jump. From
Why?
a stationary position, I can leap high.
Wow. Massive build
Do
up
you like
for
that?
Jack, what about you?
Cooper, I went with the backwards lunge. I just think it's a underrated exercise, more physically superior than the forward lunge, and it really gets those hamstrings going.
So that's also known as a reverse lunge?
That's what it should be called, the
Yeah.
reverse lunge.
And backwards
that
man,
one.
the backwards
That one.
man, the backwards man, the backwards man. I can walk backwards fast as you can. So
What about you, Dad?
I'll go last because I'm going to build into something.
Okay.
I got a problem here.
I had the clean and jerk.
Oh, I knew that would be up there.
Usually I'm doing the jerk and clean in my room. Which brings me to another little topic from Kyle and Jackie O's show. Kyle said that he, when he's jerking off, he jerks off to the side and creates a tissue blanket.
That's
and,
a pretty crook thought.
and jerks-
Cole Sandler is laying to the side.
and jerks onto it. But then all the producers in there said that they lay on their back and just ejaculate onto themselves.
Does anyone stand up and do it?
Nah, you get
Lazy.
you get too lightheaded.
Oh,
Isn't that
dear.
right, Jack? It's true though. Dad,
I like the crouch. Sorry. Oh, no, on the exercise.
on all fours.
I've gone the tricep pull down, which will bring me to why, because it'll help with my wanking. You actually, on Colin Jackie O, have painted a picture of me as an animal. You went through, you're like, mate, just because it gets you going doesn't mean you have to carry on. And so you start with, went home once and he was wanking in front of the family
Which
computer.
is true. Which is
I
true.
don't-
We've said that, and we've said it on the podcast before. That is 100% true.
Then you said I started to update, started to get more tech savvy, and was doing it with the iPad.
Yeah, I caught you with that too.
Yep.
What were the categories?
Sorry, I have to hear all this. And the third one, here's the kicker. This is the one that really painted me as some sort of filthy beast. You said you caught me wanking out in the gym area.
Yes.
Superset.
Now that's,
He was supersetting in between assault bike.
I meant to ask you about that.
And he was. I don't think he was wanking to ejaculate. I think he was
What
just
you want?
wanking as opposed to doing dumbbell like fly
For
like
dominance.
biceps. As opposed to doing bicep curls, he was using that as a
What
different form.
is his doodle that heavy?
Oh, Well, I tell you how that's manifested itself over the course of the weekend. 3 times over the weekend, I've had imbeciles doing wanking gestures at me. On Friday afternoon, me and Webby went to the pub in the city there, down around Barangaroo. And as I was going to the toilet, someone yelled out so the whole pub could hear it. Oh, there he is, going into Floggy's log, right?
Oh.
But then you bring your mother into it, right? And it's one thing to talk about catching your dad, but how you painted the picture of your mother, even I took offence. You had
yeah, but that's a lie.
words like
Admit it.
feeding the horse, things like that. I haven't heard that term
No, he was
since
feeding the geese.
since blue light disco days. To the point now, last night the sound girl who works at Fox Sports goes, I listened to your son on Kyle and Jackie O. I was wondering why she was keeping a distance from me. I said, look, and she goes, no, I wasn't really so much disturbed and thought much when talking about you. Thanks. She goes, but it was the stuff on Trish. She goes, I was like, oh my God. And then I thought, you know what? Good for her.
It's a lie. He lied.
It's not a lie.
Oh, Cooper, it's a lie. You know it is a
It's
lie.
not a lie.
You say on my dying oath that's true.
Kyle cornered me.
You say on my dying oath that it's true. You
What
can't.
about your
Yeah.
guys' week? Dad, Trish?
We've had a cracking weekend.
Well, I know it was a good weekend.
We got these new Italian friends.
Oh my gosh, they're awesome, aren't they?
It was an eclectic crowd. We had Italians, we had Brazilians, and we had Turkish people.
Very great.
And I was sort of standing because at one point everyone's sort of talking Italian and Latin, and I was standing there like the Aussie bogan I am, just going, yeah. So, anyone been watching the footy lately?
Where are these Italian friends from?
We met them through some other friends. They're actually they're Italian.
Milanese.
full on-
Like
yeah.
they can't speak English.
Oh yeah, their English is better than yours and mine.
Broken
Yeah.
English, I wouldn't say that.
Oh no, but the accent is melodic.
Yeah.
Rosanna, she speaks with everything. Everything sounds so exciting. It
They're
doesn't
from-
matter what she says.
they're from
It's so
Milan.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're stuck up.
No,
No. You know, Milan, here's the thing about Milan. Because I was an AC Milan fan growing up, and the fact that, it's fashion capital of the world, I always thought that Milan was a really sort of high-end city. Now,
That's what I thought.
in the middle of the city...
Well, I think it
the
is
middle of
in
the-
a lot of ways.
Well, in the middle of the city it is, but you just go, honestly, just a kilometre out of the city, it's really industrial.
Very industrial.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really interesting when they said dinner was at 8.
Oh.
And Matt and I looked at each other and went, oh, we're usually in bed by then.
Because we're used to...
Very European.
Obviously, this conversation has really turned Jack on. Jack's sort of disappeared out of the picture. He's asleep by the look of things. But, yeah, I said, Trish, what time are we going over to the house, to Jan and Rosanna's? And I'm thinking...
Rosanna.
5 o'clock, or was it 6? And come back with 8. And I was like... When we were leaving here, it was like, mate, we're just about ready to go to bed.
But it was good. It worked, didn't it? We just choose not to go out late.
Yeah.
Usually. But that's a very European thing.
think
European,
late
they don't
dinners.
go out till 10 o'clock.
I think we shocked them with our when they
Singing.
started. Fabio got the guitar out. Nothing says Latin like the name Fabio.
Fabio.
He and his wife are from Sao Paulo. They were Paulistas from Brazil, and he got the guitar out. I will say this: a little criticism on Fabio. Fabio, if you're going to pull the guitar out, you got to learn more than just a quarter of every song. And where would
Mate,
he?
fancy you saying that. You couldn't even
Yeah, but I don't pull the
strum a
guitar
note.
out.
Yeah, he doesn't pull it out.
He was asked to bring
It was a real.
He was great.
It was a downer.
Wait, stop it. Matt was trying. Yeah, only because then Matt had to stop singing. That was the only problem for him, would say.
So I'd be.
This is
I
coming
have some
from a
video.
man who stops every song halfway through as well.
That's right.
Yeah, but
And
it
just
just
playing
says
it.
something about like the politeness of the Italian people compared to Australians. Because if a bloke pulled out a guitar in Australia and only played a third of the songs, people would be going, "Oh, put it away!" And they were actually, "Oh, come on, no, Fabio, doing a really good job. Keep going."
But
I'm
he
going,
was, he
"No,
was
he's
very
not.
good.
Are you
no,
saying
he's not."
Are you saying like in the middle of the chorus
Stop
he would
it.
stop, or he'd do like a verse, one of the chorus, and then he'd stop?
No, he'd play and then he'd go, "Oh, how do you do that again?" And I'm going, "Oh,
he,
no,
he actually wouldn't know.
no."
He genuinely had forgotten how to play.
Yeah, he had the song sheet there, but he was sort of learning
He was
songs as he
going
went.
off his phone. Oh, yeah, he
And
was
I'm
like,
going, "Put
he
it
hadn't
away."
played them before. He was just
I said,
doing it
"How
off
about
the
we
cuff.
put
He was really
YouTube
good.
on?" And I got blank looks.
Well, I could do that.
Matt Johns. Well, I have some video footage that I got sent of you singing.
Anything else from your guys' week?
Yeah, something really weird's been happening, and I'd love some feedback if anyone can help me with this. This has happened twice in the last week. I'm getting calls from people saying that they're returning my call. Now, I haven't called these people,
Yeah, happened to me too. It might be a hack.
Oh, it's a hack for
but
sure.
these people are authentic.
Might be an AI though. Might be an AI voice.
But the people that are, no, I don't think there's any message left or anything. I think it's just calling, hanging up. So, this has happened twice. And one guy, it was a little bit weird. Then he's gone.
Oh, Trish, it could be.
He might knew my
could be
name.
Well, it could be Matt Croker from the Knights. We did have a. So this week we had a few coffees early in the week with the boys, and they were actually going on a bit of a rant about, geez, Jack, your mother is good looking. And as men sit around coffee, usually it's said a little bit less appropriate. So I just said, you know what? I said, I'll get her online, get her on the phone right now.
Oh,
so
that's
I got
when
it
you
up,
FaceTimed me.
rang Trish up, and I said, mate, don't tell me, tell her. So I got there and all the boys sat around and they told Trish how nice she was looking today.
And I
So,
said,
just give me their names slowly. I'm just going to jot them
So-
down on a sheet.
Matt Croker.
Okay, I'm going to pass that on to the commentary team at Fox
What?
Sports. They'll be getting hammered. Yep,
oh,
keep
no.
going.
Dylan Lucas.
Dylan Lucas,
Well,
absolutely. Professional 18th man, no problem. Keep it going.
Yep. And everyone's favourite, Phoenix Crossland.
Phoenix Crossland, I'll scarecrow hair. No
Yeah.
problem.
So
Wow.
Johnny, there.
Trish Johns, yes, they were giving great compliments. And I just said, you know what? I encourage you to tell her yourself. And they said, I will. I said, I'll get her on the phone right now. So it could be those people, Trish.
Oh, I
Trish?
don't know. They'd have to be calling from my number. I don't
Boys,
know
do
how
any
you
girls
do
ever
that.
talk about me? Like, do they ever say,
Yeah, heaps.
Yeah, they talk about you, all right.
They
Just
go,
not very
does he dye his
favourable.
hair? And I say, yeah.
no? Do they ever say, like Trish, your friends, do they ever say how good Matt
Oh,
is good
God. My
looking?
friends go, what
So
are you
many.
doing with him?
No, you know how many girls I know say they freaking love you.
Yeah.
They say how some of Kenna's like family and stuff. I have to hold them back sometimes.
Really?
Don't hold them back.
Her sisters and stuff.
Don't hold them back.
Her cousins say they love you.
Cousins.
Yeah.
Kissing cousins.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Croker, Lucas, and Phoenix Crossland. Phoenix, you just maybe probably focus more on your dummy half service, right? And less on my wife.
Oh, stop. Stop.
Hey, he's been out. I'll defend the man. He's been outstanding. So how about you settle down there, Cobber?
Yeah.
Well done, mate. You're low
You,
standards.
you best be careful, Cobber, because you could come and swoop in.
Well, I tell you, just something else from our week that just happened this morning. We were looking out the front, and there were a pod of dolphins. This is going to sound. This is probably where I'm at the moment with my life. I actually felt threatened. Weird.
Well,
It's
they-
like a
do you-
fairly mammal coming into my territory. Well, I got the shorts on, so I'm going to show who boss dove in the water. And when I dove in the water, I thought, this is not a good idea because Kenneth said, mate, sharks oftentimes swim with dolphins. But then out of the blue, these two things just went whoosh over the top of me. And I thought, oh no, I'm being attacked. There were two dogs in the water. They jumped in the water because their owner threw the balls in. Not my balls, or his balls, just tennis balls. And
Someone's
one-
balls.
And a squash ball, I think it was.
Jack, thanks, Matt. Jack, your week, mate. We had a game on the weekend. Hedge pull up.
Yeah, not too bad, Coop. Pulled up pretty good, actually. It was actually a tough game, actually. Some big boys you've got in that Manly side.
Sound
They
surprised?
are, aren't they?
It was a tough game. 28-18 wasn't
It's a
really
grind.
indicative of the nature of the contest.
Yeah, there's some weird tries in the game, too. A couple of intercepts.
Shit
Yeah.
tries, as they're referred to. Shit
Yeah.
tries.
Shit tries.
Shit tries, yeah.
So I love an intercept.
Couple
Try.
questionable
Run away.
calls out there too.
Mate, it was great to see
Was
Sabi
it?
and Big Dom Young just striding out.
How good's that, eh?
Dom can move, can't he?
Oh, he's so
what
fast.
about him?
He's a
Once he's away.
great player. What a loss.
Poor
to
Sean
the
Kepi
Knights.
on the ended up on the wing out there, and he said he'd never been more scared in his life than when he got caught out on the wing and he saw Dom Young start running around him.
Oh,
It's a very unfamiliar territory for a front rower.
Yeah, the 100-metre sprint at the Olympics, Kempe versus Dom Young.
Kepi.
you know who else?
He's a hard man to tackle, old Kepi.
Oh,
He
mate,
leans in
he
good.
can whack. He gets under the ball and whacks people. He either misses them completely or he folds them out. He got Greg Marzu at one stage yesterday, and I've never seen anyone get Greg Marzu. And he
Did Greg find his way to you, Cooper?
No, thank God. Thank God.
He's
That
strong.
man is the strongest man. I just managed to always play against Greg Marzu. And I played in his debut game, and the worst, like any half will tell you, the worst ever time to defend is when you have a knock-on down in your end and you end up at, like, the winger sort of comes in for the first carry and it's just you against the winger and everybody else is in the scrum. And in his debut, I remember he was looking at me laughing. Craig Mazu.
Was he?
And I thought,
He's a great
Shit.
man.
Is he a good fella?
Great fella. Our post match last night, he actually after the match, what did he sing? He sings some Morgan Wallen. I think he sang a bit of Morgan Wallen. He's got a great voice.
Oh, has he?
If they were doing the Voice Rugby League, he'd be up there.
You know, they
Yeah.
should do something like that.
Well, Greg, can I just pass on some advice to you? Similar to Phoenix, mate. Listen, it's one win. Let's think less about singing and more about getting a few more of those tries.
Hey,
He scored 3, Cobber. How many more you want?
yeah.
Well, 4.
Yeah,
Oh,
he did score
Asshole,
3.
Matthew.
What do you got, Trish?
Do you know who I realised was really quick? Ruben.
Ruben's quick.
He's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't get as much respect for his speed because he's
He
surrounded by,
really-
but he is quick.
Yeah, he really is.
Unfortunately, I didn't have. I don't feel as good about the game as you did, Jack. Unfortunately, I was pulled off by Anthony Seabold.
Oh, really?
And not in the good kind.
Oh, no.
Not in the way that I was wishing.
Oh.
As Tyron wishing. Yeah, so that wasn't very good.
Well, they had to give the new bloke a go.
Oh, 100%.
Had to give him some time. When
Well,
you
like-
got there and they put him back, I thought we've got to get him on the field. So, but that's what he, mate. Tell you what, mate, it's hard to beat Newcastle in Newcastle. Ain't that right, Jack? Word.
Amen.
Yeah.
I tell you, there were a lot of Newcastle supporters. A lot of Manly supporters down there. They made the trip.
It was. Well, it's only 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people from Newcastle followed Manly prior to Newcastle having their own team.
Yes.
So there's a lot of long time.
It was a good. Is that a packed crowd compared to what it usually is,
It
Jack?
was 20,000.
No, it's actually how many was there, Trish?
20,000, just over 20,000 they announced.
Yeah, there was a few things going on in town yesterday, so they weren't expecting a big crowd, but still managed to get 20,000.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
good.
unreal.
We played up in 95, and there were 32,000.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Hey, and
thanks,
a little,
mate.
a little shout out to Caleb who came up and said hello.
Caleb
Big
Pongo?
fan. No, Caleb.
Oh.
He was really lovely.
How old?
Oh, I reckon he'd be in his early 20s.
Right, okay.
Came up,
Be careful.
said
Caleb.
hello.
Just-
No, really nice.
If
young
you're
man.
listening, Caleb.
Oh,
okay?
stop it.
Get that ice cream out, dip your head into it 3 times, pull it out twice.
Ignore him,
Watch
Caleb.
your ass.
Hey, we're going into our State of Origin Oracle predictions here.
Yeah.
So does anyone want to get go? First of all, what's Dad? You're the rugby league expert here.
Well, Latrell's out, and we're obviously recording prior to the game.
yeah.
Yeah, we are.
So,
We're just
this'll be
before the game
interesting
we're
to see.
doing, and it's a big out, Latrell Mitchell. Although, it's a huge out. You miss his presence. Not as huge an out if it had been played at Suncorp Stadium, which is conducive to moving the ball around. I think this game will be played generally through the centre field, which it'll make Yo and Cleary and Coruscant the main focal points of the attack. So I like New South Wales in a very low-scoring affair. 4 points. I think if you score 20 points at Adelaide Oval, it's more than enough to win the
Is
game.
it a Dewey service over there?
Yeah, it's very slippery.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Very slippery.
So you said New South Wales by 4 points.
Yes.
Trish?
Nathan Cleary, man of the match.
I also think New South Wales will win this first game.
Okay.
Latrell is obviously a big loss. But you know what? Actually, I'm going to change it. I'm going to go Queensland.
Okay.
Queensland by 2.
Man of the match.
No.
No one gets
No.
it. Okay. They
I don't
can't
wanna-
pick anyone.
I don't want to overcommit.
Jack.
I'm going New South Wales by 8. Teddy, man of the match.
Oh, yep. Needs a big performance for he and the Roosters, I think.
Okay.
Confidence. Develop some confidence there.
All right. I'm going to go something different. We've had 2 New South Wales. I'm going to go Queensland. I think they'll win the first match. Wet surface. I'm thinking they win by 4 points. And I'm thinking the game breaker is our man, little Harry Grant. Comes off the bench, slippery surface, tired ruckies, gets in there, gets himself a try.
Do you know, I agree with you. I think Harry is our man.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Is there a prize for whoever actually picks closest?
Yep. There is a prize.
What is it?
We're going to get our sponsors on board and we're going to come up with a good prize for it, for whoever wins. I'll chat to the Dangerous and Gav and we'll come up with a real good idea.
Get
Okay.
our-
How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds good. Whatever, we take a quick break, Coops, and we come back, we'll get into your nasty review.
Okay. That sounds wonderful. Thanks for those kind messages, everyone. We're coming straight back to Cooper's Nasty Review. This week we've got this is actually a movie review from the general public. We used to do a little bit of who was our man?
Roger Ebert.
Roger Ebert. This one is one that I found online from some imbecile. It was actually about Titanic, and he gave it 1 star. His name is Mike Watson. Back in June 5th, 2004, 1 star, and it said, "This could never happen." That was what the review was titled. Then underneath it said,
Okay.
"Very unbelievable that a boat this big could really sink." I don't think you realised that it was
It's based on history.
based on a true story.
What a deal.
But
Oh,
there's
no.
more to come. That was just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh.
Well,
Well played,
brilliant.
John.
Clip
Well
that.
played.
Clip that up. Jack, we're going in straight into your 5-1. It was a huge hit last week. Plenty of feedback about it.
Yeah, I'm sure you received plenty, Coop. This week I've gone with a list of songs that are quite alternative and different that I've been listening to lately. So it's more of a 5 songs for the listeners to give a listen to this week and give me your opinion of what you think of them.
Nice.
So
Love it.
Here we go. They're not as well known as songs. So the first one I've gone with is "Change" by Blind Melon. All right.
Don't know it.
Number
God,
4,
I
I've
hate
gone
that
"Search and Destroy" by the Stooges.
Yeah, I like that. Like the Stooges.
3, I've gone with "Slow Death" by Flame and Groovies.
Jesus, this is depressing.
2, I've gone with Tame Impala has just done the 10-year anniversary of one of their albums, and they've released a song called "Retina Show" that wasn't released with the first album, and I gave it a listen. It's quite good, so give that a go.
I like
And
Tame
then-
Impala.
Yeah, very good.
I like
Very
Elephant.
good.
The song Elephant.
Yeah, I
Tame
like that
Impala.
too. It's good.
And then I've gone with "Gut Feeling" by Devo. So give those 5 a listen this week, any listeners, and tell me what your thoughts are.
What was that last one? Can you say that again? Devo, which song?
"Gut Feeling" by
Gut
Devo.
Feeling.
Yeah, I love Devo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Whip It.
Sorry?
what-
right. Yeah, yes.
Isn't that what it's...
Whip It Good.
Yeah, yes, Whip It and working in a coal mine, et cetera, and so on and so
Yeah.
forth.
They wouldn't be classified as a one-hit wonder, would they? Dave?
Oh, no.
No.
They had numerous hits. They were always a band that were very much left of centre. Yeah, great band.
Great band.
As are the Stooges. Stooges, great band. Another band like Iggy and the Stooges.
Pop culture, Tricia, why don't you take over?
Yeah. Australia has its first cryonics facility.
Oh, is that the Walt Disney stuff?
That's the freezing, yeah. So it's opened in southern New South Wales in a place called Holbrook. So
Justin?
that's where they'll bring bodies after a natural death. So it has to be a natural death. So with this, there's kind of criteria you have to meet. And they freeze it at minus 196 degrees. So there's 47 people who already signed up for it. They were founders. And sort of, I don't imagine it's cheap. The fellow who's driving it believes he'll most likely be revived in the latter half of the 23rd century. So we're talking 200 years away.
So what do they freeze it in
They
the hope
freeze them?
that medicine advances and they can bring people back?
Well, it's not just medicine; it's science in general, like cloning, tissue regeneration, and robotics. So essentially, they say like your brain is the one important bit that they can't sort of replace. So they'll essentially bring you back to in any body that you want.
Depends what brains. I reckon I know a few blokes whose brains would be very easy to replace. Just on a very quick predicament, lightning quick. So this wasn't down. On the theme of being buried alive, being 100 minus 196 degrees Celsius.
Well, you're not buried alive; you do die.
Yeah, you're not buried alive.
Hold on. You know, people go, "Oh, there'd be nothing worse than being buried alive." Imagine still being
frozen
alive, being frozen, or being cremated alive. What would be the worst? Because you're going to die either way. Would it be the worst way to go?
I think cremated alive would be worse because I think the body's quite an amazing thing. I think it would shut down. You'd be very, very cold, obviously, but I think it would shut down before it got to that
Right.
incredibly bad
I wouldn't
stage.
want to be burnt alive.
I wouldn't want to be burnt alive. They
pretty
say it's
bad.
bad.
Remember the Kelly Gang? You ever read the book Sister Kate?
No.
About the Kelly Gang? Well, Ned Kelly's brother-in-law, his greatest fear all the time was being burned alive, and he was burned alive, and his name was Joe Byrne.
Really?
Oh, who burnt him?
Oh, I think it was probably the police when they did the siege on the.
Oh, like they burnt.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
Yeah, wow.
Like Sting.
sorry.
The police.
Ah,
Shut up, Jim.
So what do you think are some of the problems with this? with the cryonics.
I don't
mean,
know.
it's all fanciful.
Oh, the
and then
problems with it.
they don't know that it's going to work for sure.
So are they? So they've died, and then is there a certain time period they need to get these people in there?
yeah, as soon as they know they're on their last legs, they go there. So they must.
Like
They didn't go into too elaborate
I don't think it is
detail.
I don't think it is fanciful. I think
Oh,
if you
it's-
have a look
oh,
at the
it's-
development now in AI, I watched a show on it last night.
Oh, yeah,
it's
absolutely.
scary. And there was a guy, a good podcast to have a listen to. Here's the thing: with Alec Baldwin interviews this expert who was sacked from Google over his thoughts that he shared on AI. He said it was actually terrifying. They had like this AI. They give the AI a name. I forget what it is, but they had the AI. Well, I'll say it's her because it was Dorothy, something like that, reading reviews of what in the paper about what they were doing with her as AI, and they were negative reviews, and she was shouting and getting really emotional. They said that's when it's overstepping the line. Is that when AI is starting to get human emotions, starting to develop
But
its
they
own
would have to be
emotions.
something that's programmed into them.
However they do it.
Maybe that it's programmed to, you know what I mean, think different, and then it's
Or
just
adjust
developed
on the,
that.
on the run.
Well,
having the higher intelligence and all of a sudden developing themselves.
Well, there are
Photosh-
movies about this.
The app Photoshop's just put AI into it, and there's a new section of it. So if you say we take a picture of us here, and it's sort of, you know, just us in it, you can expand it on Photoshop, and it'll, using the dimensions in the picture, it'll just come up with what it thinks the rest of the room and everything will look like, and it creates like it creates a big larger photo. Like there was a picture of Jack Black in a cave, and they expanded it and it just came up with this crazy picture of like him leaving this, like just something really weird.
Well, they say that now with people do speeches.
Oh yeah, there's
And what they'll do is they'll just type in Jack Black, Sting, and it'll go away and write the whole speech. on
yeah,
what
and
it knows about it.
essays.
And it's hard. They can't get you for plagiarism because it changes every single time.
Yeah, that's it. It's
Scary world.
it
Remember
is.
that
I
movie
think we
Electric
need
Dream?
to
It's a
all
great year to be in school for kids because
I think we need to educate ourselves
On
on
AI.
AI a lot more
Remember,
because I think it's going. I kind of think it's going to be a bit of a threat.
Remember that amazing movie in the 80s, which was chilling, Electric
Terminator?
Dreams?
No, I never saw it.
Yeah, Ooh, tell ya.
Terminator?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Terminator?
Yep. Good timing, Jack.
that's two, Jack. Yeah,
so-
that means your third one's
Yeah,
going to be
your
a
third
zinger.
one, Babe Ruth, and you're gone. Okay.
So other things, one of the comments from a reader of this article that I was reading was a body without a soul, and I actually thought, that's pretty accurate. Do you think?
What are you talking? What about?
Well,
what?
with the revived body, it'll be a body without a soul.
Really?
Well, yeah.
It's like Billy Idol wrote a song called Eyes Without a Face. Interesting, isn't it? Think about that.
Also, what if there's a big power outage?
Yeah, there you go.
Within
Yeah.
200 years, there's bound to be.
Oh yeah. Or a heat wave.
And who can you trust to ensure that you remain frozen and revived at the right time? They might revive you too early, but they don't have the
Or
technology.
some sicko gets you out of there and starts playing with you while you're frozen.
Oh.
There
Do
you
you know
go.
what I mean?
Ooh.
That's true.
Happens.
Another thing is the Ken and Barbie movie is coming out in a few weeks with Margot Robbie
Robert.
and Ryan Gosling, and like I wouldn't have for one second thought that you guys would be interested in watching it, but Will Ferrell is in it.
Yeah, Will Ferrell, and there's someone else, another big lead in it. I think Dua Lipa's going to be in it as well.
Oh,
But-
is she?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dua Lipa's going to
Yeah,
be in it.
right.
I didn't have a Barbie doll when I was a kid, but I had Ken.
Did you?
Yeah, and I had.
I never had
Can
a
you
Barbie.
have Ken without Barbie?
Yeah, you can. You can buy them separately. I had Ken, and I also had Cornelius from Planet of the Apes.
Which is why you're such a
Yeah,
big Cornelius
together.
fan.
And I actually pretended that Ken was Charlton Heston and the Cornelius, and they were sort of like, battle for the Planet of the Apes. But anyway, that's completely
That explains a lot
different
about
story.
you.
It actually does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cornelius.
I don't know if Will Ferrell'll suit a Barbie movie. I reckon he'll pull it off, but
He's I think from the shorts I've seen, he's the toy manufacturer
Mattel.
general manager or whatever.
okay.
So he's pulling the strings, if you like.
Pulling them off.
Yeah, there's a
Hey-
real theme happening today.
Yeah. We're into Jack's recipe of the week too, Jack. Last week, did you get any feedback on that Mongolian beef?
I did.
Oh, none.
Oh, I did. I think Lila
Yeah,
made
Lila
it.
got food poisoning.
And she
She's
thanked
still
you
on the
very much.
shitter.
She thanked you very much. She said the whole family loved it and it was really easy and very tasty. So she said, thank you, more please. Because I told you, it is a worldwide dilemma.
That's so true. That is so true. True. I'm going with Dylan's family potato bake. He's making it for Origin this week.
Oh, nice.
Now he slices up his potatoes super thin, and what he does is he gets thickened cream and chucks garlic into the bottle of thickened cream, minced garlic.
Yeah.
Puts it throughout. Puts onions. Puts a layer of onion, cheese, bacon at the bottom. Layer of those thin potatoes, thinned out slices. Same thing, done.
Oh,
Simple
right.
as that.
So just the layering of with the cream and the onions, just like that.
So essentially,
And
that's
the
general
bacon.
potato
That
bake.
sounds
Everyone makes
like
it
you've
like
come
that, mate.
unprepared today, basically.
The only difference is
Yeah.
the minced garlic in the cream. I kind of like that idea.
Well, there you go. There's, this isn't going to be your piss take Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay. This is real food.
Okay, and I'd just like to add my version of that. I don't put bacon in it.
It isn't your segment, Trish.
That's-
Let's just.
But the tastiest bit is you sprinkle French onion soup packet mix through it. That's what
Harry Grant does that.
That's what makes it.
Harry Grant does that. Yeah.
Sorry, you said your
Harry Grant's a low man.
No, he makes good potato bake.
I do too.
There's an anomaly in what you just said. You just described your potato bake and you said that's what makes it. If anyone's ever had Trish's potato bake, it's, well, I'm just looking at the table that's in front of us. It'd be easy to maybe bite through that table.
That's
Trish's
not true.
potato bake.
Matt, you know what? You can get stuffed. You will be not fed anything else in this house ever again, you rude little critter.
Down the road, mate, the Golden Arches. Here I come, you clown.
You're not wrong. Clown.
Hey, are we doing a new segment this week, Trish?
No, this is just my information segment, just to make people a little bit more wise. So this week we're talking about marriage.
Oh, God.
And I've got some interesting stats for you.
I have too. Don't do it.
Okay, the world's most married person. How many times do you think that would be?
How many percent has been married? Well, I would
20,
say
20 times.
Okay.
higher or lower?
Higher.
36.
Lower.
29.
Oh,
Is it perfect?
yeah. 29 times.
me.
It was an American Baptist minister called Glenn, G-L-Y,
Glenn.
Scotty Wolf. He died in 1997 at the age of 88. And ironically, the woman with the most husbands was his widow.
Oh, wow.
Really?
So it sounds like they made a practice of it.
They finally found each other.
She held the record with 23 husbands. I wonder if many died.
So they were all
Murdered.
married?
They were
had to
all
get
married, monogamously.
Monogamous.
Thank you, Lee.
The monogamously.
It gets harder when you have to add the lit to monogamous. Oh my God, apparently I can't say it, don't worry. And so Zaza Gabor, she's well known for her marriages. 9.
She related to Zsa Zsa Gabor?
Zaza.
Zsa Zsa.
Zaza.
Zsa Zsa.
Zaza.
Yeah, not Zaza. Zsa Zsa.
Are you sure?
Zsa Zsa.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sure.
And what do you think the longest marriage ever has been?
For the guy,
Oh, for anyone.
the longest
Because the guy
someone's
would
ever
have had a
been
wife.
married.
I'd
Yeah.
go 97 years.
No, lower.
I'm going to say 82.
Higher.
88.
86.
Oh.
86.
What were they married at 12?
86 years and 290 days.
God, that's a lot of pain.
When did they get married?
It's in the Guinness Book of Records. Well, I don't know. They just gave me that
Jeez, I
stat.
need
And
you
do you
to
know what?
research that.
Never had an argument in their lives.
You know, they were probably blissfully happy. Actually, that was something interesting in the article I read. A lot of those people who have signed up in Australia for the Cryonics are couples. And it's conditional if the other person, for some reason, say they were in an accident and they weren't viable to be frozen, then they don't want to be either. It's
really?
written up in their wills. Yeah.
Would you
So
have
they
that?
want to just be together.
Would you have that?
Yeah.
Oh, would you?
Yeah, if I'm going into a next life, I'd like to be with
With
someone
me?
familiar.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of yeah.
You are an asshole.
of the boys.
And the oldest couple to get divorced.
Oldest couple to ever get divorced. I'm
Yeah.
going to say I'm going to reckon 101.
Nah,
Lower.
95.
they're in between. I'll give it to you.
Let Jack guess. Jack.
In between 95 and 101.
Yeah, well, really, you have to do a combined age
This
because
is
obviously
brilliant.
they're different ages.
Just guess.
Give me a combined age.
Combined age, I'm just going to go with 97.
Well, one of them was 97. The other one was 91. It was a combined age of 188
Yeah, there you go.
in Milwaukee. It was
really?
back in 1984. Yeah.
What's
Why
the
would
point?
you
What's even the
bother?
point? Or maybe he, I don't know.
Ida was 91 and Simon was 97. You know what? Maybe he just became too much work. And she went, hey, I'm living the best years of my life. This is not how I want to live
Turns
my
out
days.
he was deaf, and then technology, he got a hearing aid and realised how annoying she was.
Oh, well, who knows
Get his
who wanted,
eyesight
who
fixed.
wanted out.
We'll be right back after these short messages. And welcome back to the podcast. We're going to go straight into Cooper's quiz.
Love it.
Now today, got something very exciting for you guys. Jake, you're going to be very excited by this. Hopefully something gets you excited today. We've got a movie draft. So we're going to do a snake-style draft. And today we're going to start with Dad. We'll go Dad, Trish, Jack, me. Back to Jack, Trish, Matt. And we're doing, it's a list of 3 of the greatest movies of all time. And then we're going to get the listeners to judge which list is the best one.
Which is
And the winner gets a prize from our sponsors.
So snake theme? Snakes on a plane.
Snake style.
Oh, right. Okay, so...
No,
right.
any
No,
movie, Matt.
The movie is the greatest movie of all time.
Oh, you're
I thought you
simple,
said
John.
I thought you were saying snake movies. I was going, okay.
Snakes on a plane?
Yeah, that's it.
Anaconda,
Yeah.
snakes on a plane.
So you get to
Cobra,
start.
although it's not a movie technically about snakes, it was Sylvester Stallone as a policeman, but still his name was...
Get on track, Johns.
Sorry.
You get to start.
Yeah.
Okay, first movie, best movie of all time. I will say Godfather 2.
Okay, Trish.
I'm going with The Last Castle with Robert Redford.
Oh, it's
What?
a great movie.
It's a great
One of the
movie.
most underrated movies of all time. All time.
Is that an Australian movie?
No.
No, mate. Robert
American and it's
Redford.
old, but
It's
it's
a great film.
Put it on your watch list.
Okay, let me just write that down. Jack?
Goodwill Hunting.
Oh, nice.
It's a banger.
All right, so I go 2 here, and then it goes back to Jack, just so everyone
I get
clarify.
it.
I'm going to take Shawshank Redemption,
Yeah, good.
and I'm also going to take The Gentleman,
Yeah, it's
a
a
more
good.
recent movie.
Very
It is good.
Isn't it a great movie?
Do you know? I think the telling factor of a good movie is if you're able to rewatch it and
Yeah.
rewatch it. So I don't think I could go and watch The Gentleman again. I loved it when I first watched it, but I don't think I could.
I've watched it
rewatch
a few times. I
because
loved
I
it.
considered him that one. Yeah.
Anyway, Jack, back to you.
I've gone with Fight Club.
Oh, that's a... Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's good.
That's okay.
Left of Centre movie.
I'm going Double Jeopardy with Ashley Judd and Tommy Lee Jones.
I know who's coming last.
Jeez, you've named 2 movies that I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
again,
Yeah.
add that one to your list. That's
You're
a
very-
really clever movie.
You're very
Yeah,
obscure.
straight to video movies. Great.
Not.
I've gone Rocky.
Oh, okay. And you
I'll
get...
talk about Common.
Which one?
1.
Oh, okay.
The first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then you
predictable.
You get to go again as well.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I'll say Gran Torino.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Oh, it's a good one. I wouldn't say it's in the top 100 greatest movies of all time, though.
Okay. And
Up to you, Trish. Here you go.
meeting my criteria of rewatching, I've watched this about 6 times. The latest, A Star Is Born, with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Okay. I mean, it's good. It is a good movie.
Cooper,
Oh, I loved it.
thank you.
But I'm saying is it the greatest movie of all time? I don't
Yeah.
know.
On my
Jack-
deathbed, I'd like to watch it.
Jack, your
Could
last movie?
organise that.
My last movie, I've gone with The Dark Knight.
Oh,
That's a great movie.
you stole my one. That was going to be mine. Shit. Great villain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great villain. Would you say that's the greatest villain of all time, the Joker?
Oh,
In that movie?
Okay, it's which one? Was it Heath Ledger
Heath
or
Ledger.
Joaquin Phoenix?
No, Heath Ledger.
I still think Heath Ledger.
I think Heath Ledger easily.
I go Joaquin Phoenix. It's Joker.
Really?
I haven't watched it.
Either?
Yep.
See, the thing with Joaquin's one, he doesn't really have like a protagonist there.
Yeah.
Like whereas Heath's got a lot of interactions with, protagonists.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite good scenes.
Yeah, I feel like Joaquin Phoenix was just if you were into the first Dark Knight, it's a cool backstory, and the character of the Joker, it's a cool backstory to understand why he is.
On the set, Heath Ledger provoked Christian Bale on set. He went in the hotel room, I
Yeah.
think, for 2 weeks, locked himself away.
Kept a diary as the Joker.
Yeah, as a Joker. And then on set, Christian Bale was trying to do a scene or practicing a scene, and he was just sitting in the corner laughing like the Joker. Christian
Wow.
Bale grabbed him and like threw him across a glass table, and it was carnage, and he just kept laughing. They said it was insane.
I think that's the scene in the prison, but
Yeah, no, but they said that it happened offset.
Oh,
That-
really?
Yeah,
That wasn't scripted, maybe.
yeah.
What's your source, Johns?
That was on a podcast.
I know. Well, that was your last bit of
The
bullshit.
Young and the Restless.
And, my last
Seriously.
one, in my opinion, one of the greatest comedies of all time. I'm going to say The Hangover. I think it is.
Oh, it's.
I think it's hilarious.
But I can't rewatch it. I think
I
like
could
so
re-
many movies.
See,
came
I
to
can
mind.
watch it 1,000, but you can watch Double Jeopardy. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trish. Do you want to read your list out, Dad? Start from you. Read your top three.
My top three was from the top. I went Godfather 2. Second one, I went Rocky. Third one, I went Gran Torino.
Nice, Trish.
Okay, I went The Last Castle, Double Jeopardy, and A Star Is Born. Why are you laughing?
Okay, Jack.
I went Goodwill Hunting, Fight Club, and The Dark Knight.
It's a great list. That one. I went Shawshank Redemption, The Gentleman, and The Hangover. So get down there, send us a message, and we'll tally up the votes. We'll see who wins next week.
So there's another great movie is Goodfellas. I forgot about that. Of course, I went Godfather 2.
Yeah, I had it written down. Forgot the damn thing.
Goodfellas is just, it's insane.
You just
movie.
couldn't stick to that mafia.
I
Italian
I
style?
thought, I didn't want to just keep going mafia. So I went mafia.
Actually, there's a hint. Here's a tip for people. Watch Blackbird. Cooper got me onto it.
Oh.
And Ray Liotta. I think it was Ray Liotta's. Might have been his last role before he died. He's the father in it. It's unreal.
Is it a
Unreal, true
movie or a
story.
series?
It's a TV series.
Six episode series.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a podcast series originally.
Really?
Yeah.
It's about this man gets sent to prison. He's a Chicago gangster for like drugs, and 6 months into his 10-year sentence, they come to him and say, "We'll send you to a maximum security prison to get a confession for this guy who's killed over 20 women, but we can't pin him to them." And he's about to get appeal. You can either take that risk, but you're in you can potentially die in this prison.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the most hardcore prisons
And if
in America.
if you get the confession, you're done.
You're
Like
done.
you're
You're
free.
free.
You're all your things.
Wow.
I love Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
What a loss. He was Casino's another great movie. Oh, he was in. Bloody love it.
Any feedback, Trish?
I do. Anthony sent in. He said, Matty, we not only now know that you're the fourth best player in the family, but now you're the second best media personality.
Yeah.
Cooper, doing a great job. You're a natural. Love your work.
Oh, tell you what, the kick, nice way. You can't just make a comment there. It's okay. You can build someone up. You don't need to kick someone down. Particularly my mental state at the moment.
You're fine. You're fine.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're good. Joel said, you were talking about the Cinderella sort of slasher movies.
Yeah. It's interesting. Cinderella and Slasher going together. Yeah.
Well, apparently the original Grimm Brothers versions were quite
Hardcore.
slasherish. Yeah. A lot of the original ones were really quite messed up. Like the end of Rapunzel had the prince ripping her hair off.
Yeah.
When he climbs the tower and he falls into a bush of thorns and is blinded.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Tough
Yeah,
way
a
to
bit
go.
harsh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, cryogenically, can't get cryogenically frozen. It wasn't a natural death, is it? You lose.
Oh, yeah. True. It's not
Yeah.
natural. Yeah. Can't cryogenic freeze him.
Just trying to connect the podcast
didn't die.
together. Oh, he didn't die.
He's blinded.
Oh, there you
You're
go.
not listening?
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Open
well,
your
no, you
ears.
lost us when you started.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Talking.
any tips before we go?
Not me.
Yeah, I had a tip, but it's just escaped me. I thought earlier in the podcast, I thought, yep, I'll leave that for the tip, but it's just it's escaped me. Once again with the movie, as we said last week, Flower of the. Listen to our dog just
I know,
snoring
snoring.
there. Flower of the killing of the flower moon.
What?
Do you know what? I haven't got a
What are you
tip. I'll
doing?
just leave that.
What's a flower moon?
It's the movie that's coming out with Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. Scorsese's latest movie. They say it is a masterpiece. About to come out.
And
Okay.
what is it about? Do we have any idea?
Yep, it's a true story about how on this Native American land they find oil, and this Native American tribe become almost the rich, like the Saudis of their time. But then, of course, all these prospectors and big business move in, and it turns up being a real tragedy.
Yeah, right.
So but they say it's a masterpiece.
Well,
I look forward to it. I need a good
Interesting.
movie.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice work, Cornelius.
Thanks for your time, everyone.
Have a
Jack,
great week, everyone.
Jack, you get the bronze. Trish, you get the silver. Dad, you've got the gold.
Oh, mate.
Well done.
Thanks, brother.
Well done.
Thank you.
You need a win today.
I do.
Thanks,
Don't we
guys.
all? See ya.
See you guys.